Hey guys, so this is Paul from BandStrap, and we're going to talk again about some other tips on how to shop better. I know shopping is very subjective and it depends on whoever's doing it and what you need, but we feel that it would be helpful just to have any general reminders and also specific ones on how to know what key points to keep in mind in order to make the shopping more efficient and you get exactly what you need at a good price. So let's just jump into it. So number one, you should shop with a list. What I like to do is to just pull up my notes app on my iPhone and then just write down what I actually need. And whatever I end up getting at the grocery store or the shopping mall for clothes or a jacket or anything, I try to compare like 3 different items that are similar priced, one higher, one less, and one around roughly like the middle or the medium. And then I end up trying to get something lower through a sale. I also check out the Google reviews or just reviews in general for that product and what people say about it. And it usually doesn't steer me in the wrong path. So preparing to know exactly what you need to get will help, especially if you check your own wardrobe and what you have in your cupboards and your shelves at home, and double check to see if you really do need that item that you need to buy, supposedly need to buy at the shopping mall. And then if you actually need that item, then you could go on your way to the shopping mall. But from my experience as well, to even try to save money a step before that is I try to look at Facebook Marketplace, or some equivalent options could be Kijiji or Craigslist, and see if there's any items that have a good brand and it's worth something, and see if that is available at a less price than retail. Another thing is I try to negotiate. I sometimes, to be honest, I lowball a little bit. I try to go for 60% of what they list for. So if they charge $100 or they list it at $100 for a pot or some cooking ware, something, then I just say, or I start the conversation with $60, and that also I can pick it up in the next couple hours or today or tomorrow. And I also say I can pay in cash or e-transfer, whatever they prefer. A lot of times they don't accept and they counter offer or they just reject, but that's another avenue that you can go towards to see if the item that you buy is actually closer than the shopping mall, and you don't have to deal with the parking at the shopping mall and going inside and spending time walking around, and save up to 70% off retail on getting something that is very great condition, while also helping someone in need that needs to sell that item as well. Next, you should set a budget. So if you have like a certain category of things that you want to buy, such as clothes or cookware, or it could be shoes, what might help you grasp the budget aspect of it a little easier is when you're going shopping, you can try to categorize it for that day, for that type of purchase. So for cookware, you can go and then budget around ballpark area of $100 or $200 or $300 and try to keep within that budget. And if you see yourself going over that in a drastic way, then you can try to replace those items within the shopping bag or shopping list for a cheaper alternative, or you could try to hold off on what you think you need until later. Having the budget will allow you to know roughly what you plan to spend and what you can afford to spend. And if it ends up being 3x or 4x that, then take some more time to think if it's really worth it at that price. At least by doing this at the bare minimum, you're giving yourself time to evaluate to see if you really need that item instead of an impulse purchase. Next, you should try and pay with cash, especially if you have a habit of spending more than you plan to every time you go shopping for anything. That might help your mind really know that that is the amount that you're giving away for that type of good. So until you get better at spending, that would be a good way to get started on the frugal journey. And then when you become more intermediate or experienced with spending, then you can look for the best credit cards for your types of purchase usually made, and continue to collect points for traveling or for other purchases, so that your savings that you earn is compounded. This way, the interest that you earn on your spending, you could use it towards future spending as well. Next, you should set a time frame for when you go shopping. So by not allowing yourself to meander around and walk around a shopping mall aimlessly and setting, let's say, 1 or 2 hours at the shopping mall, you can focus your energy and into getting the things that you need done and getting the things you need, and be very efficient with everything you think about and where you're going to get items XYZ. So it'll be less eye shopping, and your time is much better spent because it's valuable. It's too valuable to be just spent mindlessly away. And then once you grab everything, head home, you get there, you can spend your attention on something that's more important. Next, you should pick the best time that suits you for shopping, because it's honestly a stressful activity with so many people around. You have to watch where you're going, and you may find yourself becoming irritable. And these types of environments definitely don't bring out the best in anybody. And in this environment, you can't really practice smart shopping. So to avoid the effects of an overcrowded shopping experience, you should pick a time of the day that you feel you'd be more alert and more positive. Let's say, for example, in the morning, and make sure either way that you take regular breaks in between so that you can avoid being too fatigued. Next, you should try and shop alone, because just having their influence around you may pressure you to purchase things that you don't need because they have their own thoughts and their own motives. They may, for example, want to live vicariously through you when you purchase something, but that item that you end up buying, that's what you have to live with. That's not what your friend or whoever is shopping with you has to live with, and it would be your money that's spent on something that you don't need. So don't feel the consequences and feel the burden from somebody else's opinion or suggestion on what you should buy. And if you want to shop as a social activity, then you can follow a strict rule of not purchasing anything while you are eye shopping or shopping socially together. And then when you actually want to make a purchase, then you set a rule for yourself to do that only when you're alone. Next, don't shop for something when you're tired, upset, or bored, hungry, or lonely. These emotions, and it's not limited to these, if you're feeling any negative emotions, you have a high tendency of purchasing things that you don't need and may not even want. So a fix for this is to do something else until you feel better and you actually have a higher chance of purchasing things that you actually need and want. Next, you should ask yourself the question, where will I wear this? This is for clothes, obviously. This will help you see what you'll actually do with the things that you purchase, because too many of us purchase very impulsively. So by asking this question and further imagining what it would be like to have that item after you've already purchased it in some future imagination, you can try to envision, if that is in your closet, will you be wearing it often? And this may not be super accurate or anything, but you essentially short circuit the impulse purchase and skip the buying cycle, and really try to make an effort to see if you still would be excited about it, and really try to see if you would still be excited about that item, or is it not as exciting and it's just a regular t-shirt. And that item, by not imagining the future of it, has a higher chance that it's something that you never use and it's kind of a wasted product that you purchased with no use. Next, you should consider that the people who are trying to sell you that item, they are in sales, and that's their job, to build a relationship with you, to sell you something that you may not even need and you think you want, and they might even try to guilt you somewhat to try to purchase that item. So it doesn't matter about their charm or their tactics. Make sure you keep in mind that you're buying something that you actually need, not any other factor that goes into that process. Do you actually need that item, and why? And if that answer is yes, then purchase it. Next, don't buy something just because it's on sale. This 4-letter word, sale, it probably accounts for so many impulse purchases around the world every single second, and it's responsible for more impulse shopping than any other word in the world. So a bargain is not a bargain if it's not you, if it doesn't fit correctly, if you don't love it, or it doesn't fill a legitimate gap. Spending $20 on a shirt or a DVD or scented candles or a Spider-Man clock or anything that you never wear or just wear once, it's a waste of that $20. You can try to justify it and say that that it's only worth $20 and it's on sale, but those $20 adds up. You wouldn't throw $20 out, so definitely don't throw your hard-earned cash. Just best to always buy things on sale, and the higher it is the better, of course, but also has to be on your list of what you need, and it is within your budget. If you find yourself in like colder climates like Toronto or New York, or just in general where you have a suit jacket or any jacket or sweater that you have on too long, but you still needed to wear that to get to an indoor area like a shopping mall or a grocery store, then we have a BandStrap that helps with the shopping experience. And we actually have a big promotion going on. It's 10% off with the code TRYBandStrap10, and essentially you put your jacket over the band and secure it with an extra mini band, and that way you can easily get your jacket back on when it's getting colder and then put it back on if it's getting hotter. We also have bags on sale as well, so you can purchase it with the BandStrap. It works together, they're all modular. Hopefully this video helped. Again, this is Paul from BandStrap, and we will see you in the next one. If you like this video, please like it below. If you have any other tips on shopping, then please add it to the comments below. If you loved this video and what we have to offer, if you feel that you'd benefit from similar videos like this, please subscribe, because there will definitely be more videos coming. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.